So it's just 2 o'clock and we'll get started in a few minutes just to give folks a chance to log on and be with us. So we'll just wait a minute or two. So take some time to get comfortable in the meantime while we wait. Get started. Okay. So welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today to our yoga and chanting. I'll tell you a little background about why we decided to do this. Leslie came up with this idea and approached me and thought it would be a good way to create connection. We connect with you all in a moving way when we do yoga together, and we feel your energy when we do those movements, but we don't always connect through sound and the reverberation of sound. So we thought this would be an added way to create connection and to let you all know that we're all connected in some way, physically, emotionally, mentally, and through sound. So,
and what I'm also loving is that we're in our space.
we're in our space.
And we wish we were all in the space together, but am very much hoping that Noelle and I being in the space is also a reminder of how much we want to be physically in this space together and sharing. But to turn our attention to the chanting, to the sounds that are crucial in the yoga practice, it's probably quite familiar to people that the importance of the sound Om, the belief in its universality, the core, that it's the core foundational sound. And the ancients believed that Om, the cosmos, actually sprang from this humming vibrational sound, that it was the source of all creation, and believed that it is a continual, it's the foundation of life, and it is the continual thread that moves through us and around us and through the universe. And that then belief is that by chanting Om, we join what already is. We join that frequency, that sound that already exists and moves among us and contains us. That feeling that we are separate unto ourselves falls away when we join in the chant of Om. And that's our desire for today, that we feel that joining as we join in chanting from whatever space we're in. We'll combine chanting Om with doing some Om Shanti chants, one of the other foundational and simple yogic chants, because it's simply the blessing of peace, the divine right of all living beings.
Okay, so find a comfortable seated posture. This can be in a chair. We will be coming down onto our mats at some point, but if that doesn't feel comfortable for you, that's perfectly fine. Just do what feels right for your body today. This is going to be a very gentle practice, but it may still be too much. So please honor where you are in your body. So if you're seated on a chair or on your mat and your legs are crossed on your mat, see if that's comfortable for you. If it's not, you may want to straighten your legs out. So comfort is key here. Let's relax and allow our eyelids to close. Let our shoulders soften. Let our bellies release any tension that we're holding on to. And let's let the weight of our body sink toward the earth. Let's land here. Slow your breath if you can. Try to breathe in and out of your nose, but of course, if that doesn't feel right to you, you can certainly breathe in and out of your mouth. Just take a few minutes here to settle.
And we're going to begin with just a few rounds of Om, followed by some rounds of Om Shanti. Beginning with a nice deep breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
we're going to begin with a little bit of gentle movement. So let's bring our arms down to our sides, fingertips just touching the mat. On your next inhale, let's sweep the right arm up and take hold of the left side of your temple and just begin to bring your right ear over toward your right shoulder. Relax your left shoulder, and if you'd like, you can walk your left hand away from your body, which intensifies this a little bit, or you can take that left arm back behind you, which really intensifies this. Rolling that left shoulder open. Let's take a deep breath in and out. Anytime you want to make noise today in your practice, feel free to do that. Good. Let's release completely, bringing both arms down to our sides with the fingertips touching. Other side. Inhale, sweep the left arm up. Take hold of the right side of your temple. Let's bring that left ear over to the left shoulder. Relaxing the right shoulder, maybe walking the fingertips away, or maybe taking that right arm back behind you to intensify this. If you do that, let's roll that shoulder open. Deep breath in. Let's let go of all that tension in our necks. Good, let's release completely. Again, reach up with your right arm. Take hold of your left temple. Let's bring the head over. And then we're going to transition a bit here. So let's take our gaze down at our right hip. Take our right hand to the back of our head. And then just add a little bit of pressure to the back of your head, bringing your chin closer toward your chest. Deep breath in and out. Good. Let's bring that head back to neutral. Look forward. Float the right arm down. Other side. Inhale, left arm up. Take hold of the right side of your head. Bring it over. And then let's transition. So our gaze comes down to the left hip. Left hand to the back of the head. Add a little pressure. Bring your chin towards your chest. Deep breath in and out. Good. Let's inhale, come back up, release the arms. If at this point your legs are getting a little sore in this position, you can certainly straighten your legs out like Leslie's doing on one side and I'm doing on both. Good. Let's inhale. Sweep both arms up toward the sky. Exhale, let's take a twist to our left. So right arm or hand comes on the outside of your left knee. And let's just take our gaze over that left shoulder. Nice little twist here. Relax your shoulders. Your chin is aiming towards your left shoulder. Does not have to meet up with it. Good, let's inhale, come back through to center, reach those arms up toward the sky. Let's take ourselves over to the right. Left hand comes on the outside, perhaps of that right knee. Relax your shoulders. Aim your gaze in the direction of your right shoulder. Inhale, let's come back to neutral, float those arms down. Excellent. Let's take some side bends here. So inhale, reach your right arm up. Let's side bend over to the left. When you do this, make sure your right sits bone is on the earth or whatever you're sitting on. If you're in a chair, you can still do this. You just reach your left arm down to the side of the chair. Good. Inhale, come back up through center. Let's bring ourselves over to the right. Right hand down, left arm up. Keeping your left sits bone where it is. Good. Now let's move with the flow of our breath. So inhale back through to center. Exhale over to the left. Inhale back through center, over to the right. Again, one more time. Inhale back through center, nice and slow, over to the left. Inhale back through center, over to the right. Nice work. Good. Let's bring ourselves back through to center. Float the arms down. Good. Let's transition onto hands and knees. Take your time doing that. You can get there any way you like. Just make sure that all of your movements are intentional here. Good. So let's start out in tabletop here. So our back body is reaching toward the sky. And then we're just going to walk our hands out in front of us as we bring our belly down onto our mat. We're coming into crocodile pose here. And what that is taking your forearms and stacking them on top of each other. If this doesn't serve you best, you can certainly take Sphinx pose here or something different that does feel more comfortable for you. You don't always have to look like the teacher, right? So you can take the shape that feels right to you. Let's close our eyes here and take a moment to really feel the breath moving through our body. You can notice your belly and perhaps your rib cage expanding with each inhale, and your rib cage contracting with each exhale. Take a few more breaths here. Perhaps even slowing your breath down a bit. And from here, we're going to move slowly into a baby cobra pose. So release your arms and bring the hands right underneath your shoulders here. The elbows are nice and close to your rib cage. We're going to push into those hands and just lift up a little bit, looking toward the front of the room. Exhale, float yourself down. Let's do that again, just maybe a little higher. Pushing into your hands, coming up a little bit. Exhale, floating yourself down. Good, third time. Inhale, come up, maybe a little higher, maybe not. It doesn't matter. Exhale, come down. Last time. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Now what we're going to do is come back into tabletop. So hands on the mat, coming and pushing into our hands as we come up onto tabletop. And then we're going to shift our weight back into child's pose. So in child's pose, Leslie's doing it from the front. I'm doing it from the side. You shift your weight back towards your heels. Your knees can be further apart or together. Arms are out in front of you, but of course, if you have some shoulder issues, maybe bringing those arms to your sides serves you better. Let's breathe here. Another opportunity to check in with our breaths. Maybe even giving ourselves an audible exhale here. Letting go of all that tension in the back of our neck and in the back between our shoulder blades and at our lower back region. On your next inhale, let's lift our head, walk our hands back toward our knees as we bring our torso up. We're going to come to standing here. So what you can do is curl your toes under and then come up onto your tippy toes and begin to straighten your legs, or come into any, nobody's looking. So you can come into forward fold any way that feels right to you. And we're just going to let our upper body hang here, relaxing our shoulders, the top of our head, our jaw, our eyes. Allowing all that tension that stays within the body to release. Let's bend our knees and slowly take your time to make your way up to standing. You may want to even bring your hands to right above your knees to support your lower back on the way up. Good. Let's bring our arms back behind us. Take hold of your right wrist. Okay, so it looks like that. Take hold of your right wrist. Tug down on that right wrist. We're going to inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, let's bring the left ear over to the left shoulder. Exhale. Good. Inhale, come back through to center. Let's switch sides. So we're holding onto our left wrist, tugging down on that wrist. Inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, take your ear over to the right. Good. Let's bring ourselves back through to center. Arms back behind us. Let's interlace the fingers, roll the shoulders open. Now you may want to be able to stay right here. If your hands do not connect, that's okay. Just hold them like this, loosely, not touching. So you can stay here if you'd like. Another option is to lift those arms up a little bit to open up the front of your chest. Maybe once you're here, you'd like to lift your chin up toward the sky. Deep breath in. And then as you exhale, look forward, release those arms. Let's bring them out in front of us. Interlace the fingers, turn the palms inside out as we push forward. Now, you can play with the bend in your elbows here. The more bend you have in the elbows, the softer it is on the body. So you decide. So you could stay here, relax the tops of your shoulders. Or you can push forward with those arms, float your chin toward your chest, and maybe even round out the spine a little bit here. Opening up the back body. Excellent. Let's come back to neutral and release. Shake out your shoulders. Excellent. Let's bring the hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up and out to the side. Let's interlace our fingers. Let's take a side bend over to the right. Let's really feel that opening along the left side of the body. Deep breath in and out. Making any noise that feels right to you if you need to. Inhale, back through to center. Let's exhale, bring ourselves over to the left. Deep breath in and out. Good. Inhale, bring yourself back through to center. Open up those arms, and then let's bring the hands to prayer again. Good. Let's do that again, but in the movement of our breath, or with the movement of our breath. Inhale, sweep up, interlace your fingers. Exhale over to the right. Inhale, back through to center. Exhale over to the left. Inhale back through center. Maybe take a mini back bend here. And then open those arms, bring them down to your sides, and have your palms greet at your heart center. One more time. Inhale, sweep open. Interlace the fingers, side bend over to the right as you exhale. Back through to center as you inhale. Over to the left as you exhale. Back through to center as you inhale. Mini back bend, perhaps. Maybe look up. Open those arms. And let's leave them down at our sides. Shake out your shoulders. So we're going to take our stance nice and wide here. It doesn't have to be huge. Maybe just about 2 feet. And we're going to relax our shoulders and our arms. So we're doing something called floppy noodle. So you can make this as demonstrative as you'd like. Just take yourself from side to side, maybe bending your knees, moving from one side to the other, maybe just swinging softly, right? So I'm swinging softly, but Leslie's taking this in a more demonstrative way, right? Maybe even tapping yourself a little bit, making some noise with your body. Whatever feels right to you. It's all about moving energy that we don't want. Moving it into the universe. Good, excellent. Now let's slow down that rhythm. As you slow down, begin to walk the feet to right underneath the hips. Come in to stillness. Bring your palms forward. Let's close our eyes for a moment. And then let's bring our hands to prayer in front of the heart.
Find stillness in the body. Bring attention to your breathing. Find your audible breath. We practice that audible breath, that ujjayi breath, with a little bit of constriction in the back of the throat. So find as much as you can that audible inhale and exhale, filling the circle of space around you. Drop your palms down to your sides. Deepen your breath. Find stillness in your standing pose. Soften your shoulders. Soften your jaw. We're going to do a whispering mantra practice using the sound of O, that simple vowel O. We're going to whisper this mantra into the space around us. So as you breathe, begin to draw in that deep inhale, and with your exhale, whisper your mantra O out into the space. And lengthen that breath as you draw that breath up the spine, up the torso. Long inhale, and the quiet whispered mantra into the space, into that circular space around you. This is called Upamsha, Upamsha Japa, a whispered mantra. A whispered mantra is considered to have power even more than our spoken mantra. Bring awareness to your arms, your hands, just hanging by your sides. Soften the fingertips. We're going to draw the shape of the mantra into this space, floating the palms up the torso so that they're at the crown of the head with the palms facing down. As you breathe your mantra into the space, stroke the shape of the O out and around your body. And inhale, the palms rise along the line of the torso to the crown of the head. We're going to add just a little bit more movement to our mantra. As you breathe into that O shape, gently sink into the knees, dropping into the earth, and then rising with the inhale. Really feel that natural sinking and rising, falling and lifting. bring the legs to stillness as you rise to stand this time. Float the palms to the sky. Breathe out the mantra. And let the arms rest by your side. But breathe through the mantra just a few more times, inhaling. And repeating our whispered mantra. Take a few more rounds, or stop whenever you're ready.
So when you're ready, let's bring our hands in prayer in front of the heart and gently walk to the front of your mat if you're not there already. Let's take a giant step back with our right foot and turn the toes out, bending your left knee. The hands are still at heart center. Roll your shoulders open. Head is over heart, which is over belly. Take a look at your left knee. Make sure it's nice and open toward your left pinky. Let's open up those arms for warrior two. Relax your shoulders. Let them drop down. So notice how this feels. Let's stay there for another breath. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Now begin to straighten your front leg and bring your arms up toward the sky. You can keep your gaze toward the side of your mat or look up towards your hands, depending on your balance. It really depends on how you feel. If you don't feel balanced here, pick a spot to look at and stay there. Good. So now let's take the flow of this. So exhale, let's come right in to warrior two. Inhale, come right back up. Maybe look up, straightening that front leg. Good. Exhale, move back out. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, float back out. Last time. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, float back out. Good. Take one more breath here. And on your next inhale, take your back foot. Let's step it up to meet the other foot. So you're still at the front of your mat. Inhale, take a deep breath in. Let's take a giant step back with our left foot. Coming into warrior two on this side. Right toes are toward the front of your mat. Left toes are toward the left side of your mat. Bend your right knee. Let's open up our arms. See how this feels. Different side. Head, brain, over heart, over belly. Good. Now, let's try the second part of this pose, straightening the front leg, reaching those arms up toward the sky. Maybe taking your gaze forward, maybe looking up. It's really up to you. Do what feels most comfortable and steady. Good. Let's exhale, open back up into warrior two. Now, let's take the flow. Inhale, come up. Exhale, open up into warrior two. Nice and slow, mindful. Inhale, come up. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, come up. Exhale, warrior two. Let's do one more to round this out. Inhale, come up. Exhale, back to warrior two. Good. Let's take that back leg, bend the knee, and step it up to meet the front leg. Here we are in standing prayer again. Let's take a moment to get ourselves down onto the mat. So it doesn't have to be pretty, but take your time. So let's take seated forward fold with our legs straight out in front of us. I'm going to go sideways. so that I can demonstrate it from the sideways and Leslie can demonstrate it from the front. So let's flex our toes. Inhale, reach our arms up toward the sky. Exhale, let's reach out over our legs to that point at which we can't go any further. Let's float our hands down to the mat and surrender to the pose. Round out your spine. Draw your chin toward your chest. Let your shoulders float toward the earth. Relax your feet. Let's close our eyes. Remember, anytime you'd like to make noise or release some energy in an audible way, go right ahead. Good, let's slowly begin to bring ourselves up to seated. So you're welcome to stay here with your legs straight out in front of you, or to come to that original seated posture that we had near the beginning of class.
Adjust yourself to be in a comfortable pose, seated, as Noelle said, with legs extended or tucked in. We're going to return back to the Om Shanti, and followed by some rounds of Om. You don't need to follow perfectly with me or with us. Just feel like you can go at your own pace. As we know, together we're creating a circular, interwoven chant. Joining with each other. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. 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 Om, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
So we're going to prepare ourselves for Shavasana, for rest. So let's slowly move ourselves onto our backs. Take your time. Slowly make your way to your back. Knees are bent to begin with. Let's give our lower back a nice little stretch here. Let's bring the left knee in toward our chest. Bring your navel toward your spine. Feel a connection with your lower back and the earth. Your right knee can be bent or the leg can be straight. So you can make that decision. And then let's switch sides. So left leg comes down. It can be straight if you'd like. Hug the right knee in toward your chest. And then let's release. Good. Let's straighten out the legs on your mat. Point your toes toward the front of your mat and sweep your arms up overhead. Let's take a full body stretch here. Notice all the space that's created in your body. Pointing the toes, reaching the fingertips. Deep breath in and exhale. Let's allow the arms to float off and bring them down to our sides. Let's close our eyes softly. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the nose, and as you do that, allow your back body to sink toward the earth. Letting your feet fall out to the side. Letting your legs become heavy. Allowing your groin and belly and lower back to soften and sink toward the earth. Allowing your rib cage, sternum and shoulders to soften and sink toward the earth. Notice the backs of your shoulders. See if you can relax them a bit more toward the earth and let the arms become heavy. Softening in each fingertip. And relaxing in the neck, in the jaw. Letting your tongue just fall to the back of your mouth. And allowing the muscles around your face, especially around your eyes, to soften completely. And let's soften our breath rather than doing the Ujjayi breath let's just soften the breath. Nice soft breath in. It can be slow. Nice soft breath out. When your mind wanders in this pose, as it's likely to do, which is totally normal, see if you can direct yourself back to the sensation of your breath. And I'll give you about 3 minutes or so here of complete silence as we just lay in rest. Slowly begin to bring some gentle movement into our body, wiggling toes and fingers. And then moving hands and feet. When you're ready, bending the knees, walking the feet back toward the body. And if you'd like, you can take a deep inhale through the nose, bringing awareness back into the body, and hug your knees in towards your chest as you exhale. And then let's roll ourselves over to one side in this fetal position, taking your time. You can stay there for a little bit. And then gently bringing yourself up to a seated posture. Closing your eyes, once again, letting the weight of your body sink toward the earth, finding stillness here.
We'll close our practice this afternoon with a couple more rounds of Om. Maybe we'll share in 3 final Oms together. Taking a deep breath in. Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. The light in me honors the light in each one of you.
And thank you so much for joining us today. It's a pleasure to work with Leslie on this. And have a lovely rest of your day. Namaste.
Namaste.